those who are in Singapore will remember that there is in the PAP a tradition of a short tradition where the prime ministers all indicate that they'd like to stand down and hand over to younger blood, right? Fresh set of leaders by the time that prime minister himself has reached the age of about 65. So the first prime minister had, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew had said that he would stand down when he was 65, but in the event, he stood down when he was 67. The second prime minister stood down when he was 64, on the verge of being 65. So I think that, of course, the current prime minister had, come into position a little later, after about 13 years as deputy prime minister, and he indicated that he would stand down at 70. Right. So I think that if you were to use that as the usual practice of the PAP, then for TPM to step in at 65, then they are already looking at the PM not having a long tenure.
Absolutely,
really
and by his own admission, pardon me, Gillian, by his own admission, Mr. Heng was talking about this. He wanted to make way for a younger generation, the next generation of 4G leaders. Let me put you on the spot here. Chan Chun Sing, Lawrence Wong, Ong Ye Kung, Desmond Lee. Who's the front runner?
Well, as I said, Chan Chun Sing had already been selected as the deputy to Heng Keat. So I think most people will feel that he's the front runner. And the point is that he has a very rich experience in public service, as Mr. Heng Keat did. And he has been the Minister of Trade and Industry. And during COVID, you've seen him go out and take, an international role in trying to ensure that there is, the international trade agreements to keep trade flowing. So that's one possibility. But clearly, if it is a question of age, then Mr. Chan, Mr. Ong Ye Kung, who was also known to be one of the contenders leading up to the 2018 decision, is also there in the firmament alongside with Lawrence Wong. Now, both of them were the principal private secretaries to the current prime minister. So they too will have some exposure to the international circuit. They understand how it works. They will have met enough important people of the region and the international community to step into that role. But the more interesting ones would be, of course, both Mr. Lawrence Wong and Mr. Desmond Lee, who's currently the Minister of National Development, and they are sort of still in their 40s, and that would allow for a much longer runway, even if they were to take over as Premier 5 years from now.